Hey guys, just doing an audio test. Let's see how it sounds. Testing. Come on. Hey guys. All right, just doing an audio test. Let's see. Sounds fine. Just let me know how you feel about it. Okay. Yeah. So, hi guys. Welcome back to the stream. We are doing etiquette today. It's going to be a really, really short stream probably because there is only these amount of things to go over, which is not a lot compared to the past etiquette chapter that we had. So I have a feeling this one's going to be super short. So whatever. I'd rather do that instead of then have a get into the other chapter and then have to stop in the middle, and the videos get weird, let's just do chapters and stuff, even if it's short, it's fine. So let me see. Oh my god, shut the fuck up, Jack. Guys, my hair is just a 70s updo, okay? It's just like a fucking cat. Why does this cat have to do that when I'm live? It's just a 70s updo, okay, people? Because I got the 70s glasses, and this shirt actually was given to me many, many months ago before COVID. So, I don't know, just someone on Instagram sent me this shirt. Fucking hell. I'm wearing a sports bra right now, so this is not the most flattering body shape to be like showing off some merch. I should have worn the proper bra for it. Look like a lady, but that's okay. Didn't feel like it. So yeah, I have no idea what it's about, but it's a little goblin that has a dick. It's got a little dick. I didn't notice the little dick for the longest time. Yeah, so I was looking up like 70s like do's because my hair's getting really long and like my glasses are pretty 70s, and I was just kind of like feeling that vibe for a minute, like the 70s to like early 80s kind of thing. And so I was just looking up some things to do for long hair, and like I like having it up because it's so annoying, but then at the same time, like if it's just up, I look like a crackhead, or I just do the pony, and I'm just like so annoyed by it. So if you do like half of it up, it feels like an updo. Like it doesn't feel like there's too much hair in my face, but then it's like everywhere else. You know what I mean? I love it. So deal with it. All right, so what are we doing today? Oh yeah, so I'm shilling. So I don't know. I don't even have a link or anything. I don't see a link in his like Instagram. He just sent me a shirt and asked me to like model, like take a picture in it. So I don't know. Maybe it's a big giant troll, but it's a goblin with a dick. Okay, on Instagram his name is Rick Dick Goblin. Rick Dick Goblin. Doesn't look like he's selling them. He just sent it to me. So wait, before we get into it, also okay, yeah. Let's show my stuff. So basically, this is how I'm making my income right now. So it really helps if you guys contribute whatever you can. Donate. It really helps. Some of you guys have proper solid jobs, and I've been fucked over a lot the past few years, and it really sucks. So this is what I'm doing, and you can always help support me. I'm trying to reach this goal by the end of the week, if that's possible. I'm at 32.2% to my goal, so I don't know. Come on, guys, maybe we can do it. But if you want to help me out, you can always go to this link, streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV, or you can do the super chats. But if you want to make this thing go up, you do the Streamlabs. The more incentive is also Streamlabs doesn't take, I don't think they take a cut, but YouTube takes quite a bit of a cut, and then they disperse it like one day of the month. But Streamlabs, I think, gives me all the money, and like I get it right away. So, I mean, that's ideal, right? Yeah, and then before we get into the etiquette, let's also just go over real quick some of these things of my snacks. Okay, my finger's doing fine. Just a finger, actually. My finger's doing fine. So, no update. It's good. But my snacks are some fruit, okay? Just got some strawberries and blueberries. If I feel like it. There's that. And then my drink right here is, oh, it smells so good. It's peach iced tea. So you get the peach flavored tea. It's the Simply Peach or something. So good. And boil that, make a ton of tea. Let it cool, put it in the fridge, get it super cool, and it's like peach iced tea. It's really good. Cool. Okay. Hey Alf, nice to see you in here. So anyway, what do we say? Tiffany! Marino and Tiffany. Hopefully Tiffany gets in here. I need a splash of vodka, and that sounds good. Okay. The Elf. Hey Elf, I used to watch you a lot in the 90s, man, when I was a kid. What's up? Alright, so let's get into it. We have chapter like 15, I think, and it's dinner giving with limited equipment. So the past chapter was like, if you guys remember, was formal dinners, and it was like 4 streams or something that it took. It's a really, really long chapter. And the main point is not for the novice to attempt. And it's a really big thing, but maybe we'll have our own little dinner party, because it sounded like a lot of fun. You have, you know, the hired help, and people come in, go into the drawing room at first, and they're announced as they come in. So we'll have, you know, announce the elf when he came in. We got to announce that Jay came in. And then we all know who each other are. We got Eduardo, Matias. And then what is it? And then dinner's announced, and they all do a procession into the dining room, and they have all their courses, blah, 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 blah. And there's the whole thing about how you interact with everybody at the table, and the courses, and all the correct service for dinner. And then after dinner, the boys and girls separate, and the guys have their cigars and whiskey, and they chit-chat and whatever, and the ladies have their cigarettes. Ooh, speaking of, I should roll one up. Cigarettes and brandy or whatever, and they chit-chat. And then after a little bit of time, they come back together again in the drawing room, and they hang out a little bit more and maybe play some games. What was the game that they do? It wasn't like backgammon. It was some other kind of game. I think card game. And then they leave, and there's entertainment or what have you as well. I mean, that sounds really, really lovely. But this chapter is about dinner giving with limited equipment, because as we saw last chapter, it was quite extensive, you know? Quite extensive. Let's see. Larry says, my dinner giving with limited equipment. The paper plates are in the cupboard. Scrounge whatever is in the fridge. Okay. Yeah, where is Tiffany? Hopefully she's not too late, because this is not going to be a very long stream, I do not think. So, let's get into it, shall we? I just have this last too. All right, can you guys see this? Or shall I do more of a close-up? Let's do that. Let's try that out. Okay, so we have chapter 15, dinner giving with limited equipment. And we have the service problem. People who, let me just look at this for a second. Okay, people who live all the year in the country are not troubled with formal dinner giving, because except on great estates, formality and the country do not go together. Okay. For the 1 or 2 formal dinners which the average city dweller feels obligated to give every season, nothing is easier than to hire professionals. It is also economical, since nothing is wasted in experiment. A cook equal to the Gildings chef can be had to come in and cook your dinner at about the price of 2 charwomen. Skilled butlers or waitresses are to be had in all cities of any size, at comparatively reasonable fees. So basically, city dwellers are kind of like, they have all the like help and the dinner parties and shit. It's more economical for them, and they like hire all this stuff. So let me see. The cook equal to the Gildings chef. Guys, remember the Gildings can be had to come in and cook your dinner at about the price of 2. What are am I reading that right? Do you see that? The price of about 2. Is this like a leopard moment where I can't read the word? charwomen. Skilled butlers or waitresses are to be had in all cities of any size at comparatively reasonable fees. Okay. The real problem is in giving the innumerable casual and informal dinners for which professionals are not only expensive but inappropriate. Oh, that's true. Okay. The problem of limited equipment would not present great difficulty if not the tendency of the age were toward the slower pace, but the opposite is the case. No one wants to be kept waiting at a second table, and the world of fashion is growing more impatient and critical instead of less. So what she's saying there is that if you remember from previous chapters about dinners, I think it was pretty in fashion at the time in like 1922 when this book was published to like kind of rush through. They seemed like the faster the better, and maybe in some fancy restaurants you may find that too. They're like really on it and they like kind of get you out of there. But I feel like when it's like a dinner party or something, you want to like not feel rushed, but of course not like let it drag so you're sitting there like everyone's like waiting for the next course or like waiting for dinner or something, but just like not super rushed. But I feel like it was super fashionable. She's mentioned it quite a few times, so I have a feeling that they think it's like better, like Mrs. Gilding is like so great, or the Worldlies are so great because they like are fast rushing through their courses and getting through their meal. I don't know, whatever. So the service of a dinner can, however, be much simplified and shortened by choosing dishes that do not require accessories. Dishes that have accompanying condiments. Okay. I might roll something. Hold on a second, guys. It's just not much to go through, so it's okay if I chill a little bit. Oop. Alright, you guys are just chilling. Cool. Let's get back into it. I'm going to smoke a cigarette though. Let's see. Got my bag of goodies in here. Got some tops today. Tops. That's part of the what are you eating, drinking situation here. What are you smoking today, Martina? Well, it's only one out of two things. Charwoman. Someone figure out what that means. Charwoman. Right, so I guess simplifying the dinner is having things that have less accessories. So this little section is dishes that have accompanying condiments. Nothing so delays the service of a dinner as dishes that must immediately be followed by necessary accessories. If there is no one to help the butler or waitress, no dish must be included on the menu unless you are only one or two at a table, or unless your guests are neither critical nor modern, that is, not complete in itself. Devil's lettuce, that's right. Jazz tobacco. For instance, fish has nearly always an accompanying dish. Broiled fish, or fish menuire, has ice-cold cucumbers sliced as thin as Saratoga chips with a very highly seasoned French dressing. That sounds really nice, actually. Pretty nice and like cool for hot days. Ice-cold cucumbers sliced really thin with your fish. Yeah. Boiled fish always has mousseline, hollandaise, mushroom or egg sauce, and round scooped boiled potatoes sprinkled with parsley. Sounds pretty good. Eduardo, I sent you an email. Did you get it? About the merch. Okay, these dishes sound pretty good. Yeah, so we got the fried fish must always be accompanied by tartar sauce, of course, and pieces of lemon, of course, and a boiled fish, even if covered with sauce when served, is usually followed by additional sauce. Okay, so fish has accompanying dishes. Fish gets complicated, huh? Many meats have condiments. Roast beef is never served at a dinner party. It is a family dish and generally has Yorkshire pudding. Ooh, is Jack listening? Do you hear this? This is an American author. See how closely related to England we are? So, many meats have condiments. Roast beef is never served at a dinner party. It is a family dish and generally has Yorkshire pudding. I make a good Yorkshire pudding. If you Americans don't know what it is, it's really good. You basically just mix up flour and egg, I do believe, and then you put in one of those muffin dishes some oil. You put a really thick amount of oil, that much, oil, and in each of the little pods, and then you drop. No, what is it? It's egg, flour, and milk, I think. I have to look it up. I forget, but it's really simple. It's 3 ingredients. I swear to God, it's just flour and egg, I think. And then you pour it into the, you have to get the oil hot. It's thick oil, in those pods of muffin things, trays. And then you heat the oil up a lot. You have to get it super, super hot. And then you pour in the batter that you make, the eggy batter. And then you cook it in the oven and it starts to puff up and do this really cool thing. And the oil makes it so good, and you pop it out, it's so good. Okay, Jack is working, but he heard me say Yorkshire pudding. Not sure what's going on. Remember the Yorkshire pudding you made in a loaf tin, and it was huge. Yeah, it was really, really good though. Fuck, I want to make Yorkshire pudding now, dude. That's a cheap dish too. You can make not dish, but cheap thing you can make to eat. It's really good. Okay, so yeah, meats have condiments. Roast beef is generally sort of Yorkshire pudding or roast potatoes on the platter with the roast itself, and it is followed by pickles or spiced fruit. Oh, okay, Jack. Turkey, likewise, with its chestnut stuffing and accompanying cranberry sauce, is not a company dish, though excellent for informal dinner. Saddle of mutton is a typical company dish. All mutton has currant jelly. Lamb has mint sauce or mint jelly. That's so good too. Partridge or guinea hen must have 2 sauce boats presented on one tray. Browned breadcrumbs in one and cream sauce in the other. Partridge or guinea hen. Applesauce goes with barnyard duck. The best accompaniment to wild duck is the precisely timed 18-minute in a quick oven, and celery salad, which goes with all game, need not be especially hurried. It sounds so good. Salad is always the accompaniment of tame game, a spice, cold meat dishes of all sorts, and is itself accompanied by crackers and cheese or cheese souffle or cheese straws. I like it. So then we have special menus of unaccompanied dishes. Damn, we got the food talk today. Sounds so good. Okay, so special menus of unaccompanied dishes. One person can gain one person can wait on 8 people if dishes are chosen which need no supplements. The fewer the dishes to be passed, the fewer the hands needed to pass them. And yet many housekeepers thoughtlessly order dishes within the list above and then wonder why the dinner is so hopelessly slow when their waitress is usually so good. The following suggestions are merely offered in illustration. Each housekeeper can easily devise further for herself. It is not necessary to pass anything whatever with melon or grapefruit or macedon of fruit or canapé. Oysters, on the other hand, have to be followed by Tabasco and buttered brown bread. Soup needs nothing with it if you do not choose split pea, which needs croutons, or petite marmite, which needs grated cheese. Sounds gross. Fish dishes which are made with sauces in the dish, such as sol au vin, so like a wine sauce, a white wine sauce, lobster Newburg, crab ravigote, fish mousse, especially if in a ring filled with plenty of sauce. Do not need anything more. Tartar sauce for fried fish can be put in baskets made of hollowed out lemon ring, a basket for each person, and used as a garnish around the dish. Filet mignon or filet of beef, both of them surrounded by little clumps of vegetables, share with chicken casserole in being the lifesavers of the hostess who has one waitress in her dining room. Another dish, but more appropriate to lunch than dinner, is of French chops banked against mashed potatoes. Banked against. I love a good bank. Eduardo says whenever he's in etiquette stream, he notices that he's way too inadequate. Nah. Okay, so let's get in here. Another dish, but more appropriate to lunch than dinner, is French chops banked against mashed potatoes or puree of chestnuts, and surrounded by string beans or peas. None of these dishes requires any following dish whatever, not even a vegetable. Fried chicken with corn fritters on the platter is almost as good as the 2 beef dishes, since the 1 green vegetable which should go with it can be served leisurely because fried chicken is not quickly eaten. And a ring of aspic. Oh yeah, not aspice. Yeah, remember the aspic that we went over? That jellied foods in jelly. It looked so gross and weird, but I'm willing to try it. Okay, so a ring of aspic with salad in center does not require accompanying crackers as immediately as plain lettuce. It's true. Jay comes in. Did someone say fried chicken? Okay, Jay, calm down. Steak and broiled chicken are fairly practical since neither needs gravy, condiment, or sauce, especially if you have a divided vegetable dish so that 2 vegetables can be passed at the same time. If a hostess chooses not necessarily the above dishes, but others which approximately take their place, she needs have no fear of a slow dinner if her one butler or waitress is at all competent. Okay, so just try to get all the things that need to be on the dish on one plate, because the less plates, that's how you can get service across better with limited service, is basically the point. This party sounds good, says Jay. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna open the door. Get that air in. Get that air conditioner air flowing in here. How are you guys doing? You okay? Hey, Steven is too. You're a little bit late. That's okay. Don't forget, guys, I got a shill. Don't forget, I really can't be doing this for free, so if you guys want to help me, you can go to streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV. Thank you. Can't wait to have this dinner party. Okay, the possibilities of the plain cook. Okay. In giving informal or little dinners, you need never worry because you cannot set the dishes of a professional dinner party cook before your friends or even strangers, so long as the food that you are offering is good of its kind. It is by no means necessary that your cook should be able to make the clear soup that is one of the tests of the perfect cook. If you remember in a previous chapter, they were talking about this clear soup, and in this bad version of events, the what was they said it was really, they said it in a funny way. What was it? The buffled? No. The boofed party? I don't know. Some botched party. They were supposed to have the clear soup, and it was like brown and like weird. So yeah, I guess that's the test of the perfect cook, and practically never produced by any other. Nor is it necessary that she be able to construct constable mosaics and sculptures. The essential thing is to prevent her from attempting anything she can't do well. If she can make certain dishes that are pretty as well as good to taste, so much the better. But remember, the more pretentious a dish is, the more it changes criticism. The more it challenges criticism. Okay, so yeah. But remember, the more pretentious a dish is, the more it challenges criticism. Good advice. If your cook can make neither clear nor cream soup, but can make a delicious clam chowder, better far to have a clam chowder. On no account let her attempt clear green turtle. Ew. Which has about as good of a chance to be perfect as a supreme boned capone. In other words, none whatsoever. And the same way throughout dinner. Whichever dishes your own particular Nora or Selma or Marie can do best, those are the ones you must have for your dinners. Another thing, it is not important to have variety because you gave the Normans chicken casserole the last time they dined with you is no reason why you should not give it to them again, if that is the specialty of the house, as the French say. That's interesting. A late and greatly loved hostess whose Sunday luncheons at a huge country house just outside of Washington, where for years one of the outstanding features of Washington's smartest society, had the same lunch exactly week after week, year after year. Those who went to her house knew just as well what the dishes would be as they did where the dining room was situated. At her few enormous and formal dinners in town, her cook was allowed to be magnificently architectural, but if you dined with her alone, the chances were 10 to 1 that the Sunday chicken and pancakes would appear before you. Okay, cool. So basically, whatever you cook it well. It's the same advice for dance routines. I don't know if Blake is in here, but he can probably confirm. The same with dance routines. You don't want to try to attempt this really complicated moves and routines and execute it poorly. You're better off doing a more simple thing. If you can do, a cartwheel instead of an aerial and do it cleanly and nicely, that looks way better than you struggling through something. So, yeah, that's definitely pretty universal advice. Is whichever thing you do the best, do that thoroughly and perfectly. Anyway, do not experiment for strangers. Typical dinner party dishes are invariably the temptation no less than the downfall of ambitious ignorance. Never let an inexperienced cook attempt a new dish for company, no matter how attractive her description of it may sound. Try it yourself, or when you are having family or most intimate friends who will understand, if it turns out all wrong, that it is a trial dish. In fact, it is a very good idea to share the testing of it with someone who can help you in suggestion if they need for its improvement. Or supposing you have a cook who is rather poor in all dinner dishes, but makes delicious bread and cake and waffles and oyster stew and cream chicken or even hash. Ooh, hash. You can make a specialty of asking people to supper. Suppers are necessarily informal, but there is no objection in that. Formal parties play a very small role anyway compared to informal ones. There are no end of people, and the smartest ones at that, who entertain only in the most informal possible way. Mrs. Oldname gives at most 2 formal dinners a year. Her typical dinners and suppers are for 8. Okay. Yeah, I would agree too, Jay. That also applies to everything. Yeah, like even drawing. Yeah, executing something well and more simple, but like well, is far better than trying to tackle something complicated and doing it poorly, for sure. Okay, so we have proper dishing. The dishing is quite as important as the cooking. A smear or thumb mark on the edge of a dish is like a spot on the front of a dress. Oh, fuck, I have one of those. Water must not be allowed to collect at the bottom of a dish. That is why a folded napkin is always put under broiled fish and sometimes under asparagus. The dishes must be hot. They cannot be too hot. Meat juice that has started to crust is nauseating. Far better to have food too hot to eat and let people take their time than eating it, then the others should suffer the disgust of cold visuals. Sending in cold food is one of the worst faults next to not knowing how to cook that a cook can have. Okay. Yes, actual factual. I would love to do that. Let's do that. Said I would. I kind of want to have the galas where everyone actually speaks properly, dresses properly, and good entertainment. Alas, we live in 2020. Sad boy hours. Nah, man, those parties exist. I used to work for parties like that. It was really fun, and we should totally throw them ourselves. Hello, I'm an expert at events and event entertainment. Let's do it. Professional or home dining room service. Just as it is better to hire a professional dinner party cook than to run the risk of attempting a formal dinner with your own Nora or Selma, unless you are very sure she is adequate. In the same way, it is better to have a professional waitress as captain over your own, or a professional butler over your own inexperienced one, than to have your meal served in spasms and long pauses. But if your waitress, assisted by the chambermaid, perfectly waits on 6, you will find that they can very nicely manage 10, even with accompanied dishes. Okay. Blunder. Was that the word? I feel like it was another word. Blunders in service. If an inexperienced servant blunders, you should pretend, if you can, not to know it. Never attract anyone's attention to anything by apologizing or explaining unless the accident happens to a guest. Under ordinary circumstances, at least. Soonest mended is the best policy. If a servant blunders, it makes the situation much worse to take her to task, the cause being that usually that she is nervous or ignorant. Speak, if it is necessary to direct her, very gently and as kindly as possible, your object being to restore confidence, not to increase the disorder. That's a good point. Beckon her to you and tell her as you might tell a child you were teaching, give Mrs. Smith a tablespoon, not a teaspoon, or you have forgotten the fork on that dish. Never let her feel that you think her stupid, but encourage her as much as possible. When she does anything especially well, tell her so. So, wow, that is actually really, really fantastic and important, because that is one of the worst things possible when you're working for someone and you're just constantly being criticized and, like, talked down to in front of others or patrons or whatever. But a really good boss knows how to guide you, how to teach you through guidance and praise, what they're saying. It's definitely, like, is really, really good tip to say the good things that they are doing, and when you want to guide them, you do it in like a teaching way instead of like a frustration, like thinking they're stupid kind of way. Very, very good advice. Yeah, exactly, Eduardo. Great bosses can manage people. I think that's great advice. See, like, this book is so good. People think it's just like etiquette, but it's like pretty good stuff. Yeah, exactly. The better they are, the less work they have to do. And that leads into the encouragement of praise. Nearly all people are quick to censor. Is that how you spell censor? Censor? But rather cherry of praise. Cherry? Cherry. Can you read all that? Admonish, of course, where you must, but censor only with justice. And don't forget that whether of high estate or humble, we, all of us, like praise sometimes. When a guest tells you your dinner is the best he has ever eaten, remember that the cook cooked it, and tell her it with praise. And tell her it was praised. Or if the dining room service was silent and quick and perfect, then tell those who served it how well it was done. If you are entertaining all the time, you need not commend your household after every dinner you give, but if any special willingness, attentiveness, or tact is shown, don't forget a little praise is not only merest justice, but it is beyond the purse of no one. But it is beyond the purse of no one. So that means it's not like anything rich or poor. It is not when they talk about the purse, they're talking about a purse, they're talking about money. So it is not only merest justice, but it is beyond the purse of no one. So yeah, man, give it a little praise. Say good job. Gets everyone pumped. Gets everyone pumped. Oh shit, we're done. Alright, well, next chapter is chapter 16, and it is luncheons, breakfast, and suppers. That sounds really fun. They also have invitations. The formal luncheon of today. Ooh, I can't wait for a luncheon. That sounds fantastic. The luncheon menu. Service, the beverages, detailed etiquettes about a luncheon. How fun. Balls and dances. Oh my god, this is going to get so fun, guys. Just think about all these fun little events that we can do. I mean, how exciting is this? It seems like so, I don't know, ridiculous at times, and it's like so well, we technically went over very formal dinners, so like obviously it was super formal. So we're gonna get into more of the other stuff, which seems really fun, like luncheons, breakfasts, and suppers, and balls and galas and all sorts of different events. And like this is the kind of life I want to be living, man. Going to dinners and friends' houses and having suppers and informal dinners and formal dinners. It sounds so fun. And then go to a ball, do all these fun things, go out to live entertainment. No deplorable. Yeah, man. Okay, well, I don't know. Do you guys have any questions or anything? Did not really, not a lot of action today. Not a lot of action today. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. It's really all I got today. I can't even have questions. I know nothing of etiquette. Okay. Alright. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's all I got today. It was 49 minutes. That's it. If you guys want to stay on in a little bit and talk about anything else, you can just send me a super chat or something and I'll stick around. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How have I been? I'm okay. Factual said, pulling up in carriages and helping the betrothed out. C'est magnifique. That's funny. I want to see how this looks with this hair. Put this shit. See, look. Nice little spot of the hair right there. Now it won't fall off. Alright, you guys got nothing? Got nothing? Got Queen playing in the background outside somewhere. Alright, you guys don't have anything for me, so I'm gonna get out of here. That was fun. Quick little session. So, I don't know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll continue on with the next chapter tomorrow. Yeah. Bye, guys. Jay, learn a little history outside of the 2000s, okay, buddy? This is Bridget Bardot hair, okay? It's Bridget Bardot. Look her up. She's pretty based, okay? Jeez. No uncultured swine, man, Jay. Gotta teach you everything around here. Gotta teach you everything. Fuck, man. Get some culture, Jay. Google Bridget Bardot. You're welcome. She's pretty based, too.